they all got together. I mean, Conrad, I kept hearing a few things coming out, Conrad and myself, that like, we kind of spiritual. I'm a spiritual dude, spiritual person. For whatever reason, like it just resonated with me somewhat still. Like, I mean, what does it really mean? Because it's a term that I use, it's a term or a phrase that I use quite often as well too. And I really have no idea what I'm saying when I think about it. Like literally. So I was thinking about my big cousin Keith, and I'm like, this guy always do some good research and maybe in touch a little bit there. Maybe can help break down something for me, like what I really mean or what is really meant when somebody says, yeah, they're a spiritual person. You get me?
You know what? For me, I'm a little bit biased because I believe what I believe, and what I believe means you can't speak in general terms. Because when you say spiritual, it sounds like somebody saying the universe or the gods or the Almighty Father. They don't want to specifically say Jesus, the Holy Father, the Trinity. They don't want to say specifics. They just want to be general and say, we know there's a higher power, and whatever it is, because we don't know what it is, then that's what we call it spiritual. So I just feel like spiritual to me means somebody who doesn't have a specific way of life, but they just know that there's something out there, so they just want to give it some kind of a title.
I guess it's kind of like we hear a lot of persons, because it's funny you say that. I was talking with a girlfriend of mine, and we had a conversation about, since of late, I say a lot of persons talking about the universe and the universe this and the universe that. And my take on it is kind of like what you're saying right now. Like, I think when we talk a lot about the universe, is like not trying to align to any one specific being or put a name or whatever on it, whatever, It's just
like
kind of just leave it.
Aligning to a specific religion.
Religion. Yeah, something like that. It's like just leaving it open.
Yeah.
It's like just leaving it open, Because
so that's where you stand, Dwayne.
Me?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? Let me be quite frank right now, family. Since of late, I've been finding myself like, I'm not questioning the existence of God or whatever right? Like, that's something I'm firm on. But the more I find myself in this path right now, just like seeking knowledge and seeking clarity and like this, looking at a lot of things that was maybe, taught, like earlier in life and all that stuff, like, I have a lot of questions. I find myself coming with a lot of questions, really. Like, for argument's sake, the other day I was looking at something and I'm like, yo, if I was born in Africa, in the African continent, or even Europe or on another side of the world, what would my belief be right now?
Right.
You get me?
Right.
Like, my belief maybe would be something totally different from what my belief is right now, or whatever.
Depends on what country.
The country.
Depends on what country in Africa.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Anything about just find myself just trying to dig to find out. Okay, if you're born here or there, you may believe one thing, and that's your reality. That's your truth, eh? That's
right.
your truth.
Right.
So, who is to say that what is the real truth? Like, I think that's kind of where I'm trying to dig. Like, okay,
Jerry,
what is?
You're eager to chime in.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just letting him finish still,
No, got you, because listen,
yeah,
got you, bro.
I'm gonna share this with y'all family, right? I'm gonna share this with y'all, we grew up in Jamaica already, and Jamaica is predominantly Christianity, right? We grew up in a religion. We never known other religion. So moving to the States, and joining the military and being deployed, I've questioned my mortality in many different ways and times when I was in the military, especially when I went overseas, right? And I remember frankly, this one time I was on a mission and I was going through some village inside Afghanistan, right? And I was seeing these young kids, right? And the first thing that I started thinking about was their civilization, where they didn't have light, they didn't have running water. And I saw all these little kids, they were happy, right? And then I was looking at how we as American soldiers came into their world, and you know, I had like candies in my truck, soccer ball that I would throw to the kids. And mind you, these kids, they were from age 3 all the way to maybe 13, 14. They have an AK strap on their back, and they were asking for a soccer, right? And when they threw it, because in their village they're allowed to have a rifle, you know what I mean? They're allowed to have rifle to protect their farm animals and such, right? So my initial thought process about these people is like, started like, that's their reality is this. And we as Americans come into their reality and trying to influence it with these vanity, the soccer ball, the candy, and the things that they don't have cable TV, so they don't even know anything about that, right? As far as they're concerned, when we came through the town, some of us they thought we were Russians, because Afghanistan has been at war with Russia for the longest while. Some of these villages don't even know that war ended, right? Because there were still mines and IEDs around the area still that was left there from the Russians. So that was where my mind started to bubble right there, just about how we impact their civilization, right? Then I started to look at their religion. A lot of them are Muslim. You have different Muslims, right? I'm like, these guys don't have no idea who Jesus is, right? No, they never hear the name it or nothing, right? Because they don't even have a book. But some of these people, I would say, some of these people are at the core, at the fundamental level, they are honest, hardworking people that respect each other. And, basically, they're living by the 10 commandments in the Bible. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, You know what I mean? And as what Dwayne said, if you had grown up in a different country, his belief would be shaped around the culture and where he grew up, right? So that lends me to think at that point now, it's like, I almost felt guilty of, not even guilty. I would say I probably start questioning, where my belief came from, right? Like, why me believing in this man named Jesus? And to be honest with you, I think that's where I take on the spirituality identity. So someone say, you're Christian, you're Muslim, you're Edom, like, I'm spiritual. Meaning my search for the fundamental stuff. Are you a good human being? Right? Are you a good human being? And like, I don't look at I just look at that. Are you a good human being? And I search for energy. So when I say I search for energy, it's like when I communicate with you, it's based on I'm communicating with your energy, really. If it make, I know it's hard to explain, hard to define, but
I got it.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah. So I try to communicate on a personal level. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy because my mother, she posts all those Bible verses every day, and when I look at people who do that and scream Jesus and all that stuff, I kind of look at them a little bit ignorant. You know what I mean?
It's funny, Joy. Let me just say this. It's funny. Let me just say this quickly. It's because, like, maybe the last few things I said really is like even when you look at Jesus per se in the Bible and what was taught to us, really, like a lot of what you are saying, like in my understanding, that's what he was about. Like how you treat your brother, how you treat your neighbor. You understand? It's that relationship that you have with your neighbor. Like if you treat your neighbor like how you treat yourself, then I mean, we all will be good. So when you say that, you're actually looking at the person, looking at the being itself, really, like it would seem to me like, you're actually doing what Jesus would have said, what Jesus was really about. If you take it from that perspective, you see me?
Yeah. Right.
Conrad and O'Shea, you're not gonna jump in?
Yeah. I'm just listening, taking it all in because. Go ahead, O'Shea. Go ahead. You go.
No, you can go.
No, I'll just again. I think it's all about when it comes to spirituality. I was gonna ask you guys to go around the room, like, you know, when I say the word spirituality, you know, give me one word or give me a few words of what you think it is. And the first word that I come to mind is awareness. You know what I'm saying? Becoming aware of everything that you interact with and everything that you deal with. You know, you talk to, that you eat, that you become more aware when you become more spiritual. That's
mindful.
Mindful awareness, right? And then just that's how I move. I just try to become more aware of everything that I do, because everything has the opposite equal reaction what you do. So just keep it short. You know, go O'Shea. You say what you want to say, O'Shea.
I echo that.
Let's hear from the lady. Yeah, what the lady have to say.
Period. I don't really have. I actually don't even know really what I'm gonna say, except for, I guess after everything that you guys are kind of saying, I can see it. You know, being more mindful. That's a definite for me. You know, and one thing though that I've always done, and it's not just now, is I always seek for a different type of energy. I'm always seeking for something more positive, something more light, something more, you know, just different. I'm looking for naturality, actually. So I don't know. I don't really have much, because I don't really walk around and say or use the phrase or the term, you know, spiritual feeling. I don't. But I definitely do try to connect with people, you know, at a different level. I do try in a different way than I have ever before. It matters now. It really does.
Why do you try to do that? No, what is that? What trigger that?
That change.
Yeah.
That shift.
I just think life. I just think myself. I just think, you know, getting more mature, I guess, even though I'm not like I'm young. I mean, I am, but you know. But I just think it's just over time. I just think I approach things so differently now, you know, and maybe more it matters now. Maybe before it didn't, and I didn't actually, you know, embody it or take it in, you know, as much as I probably should have. And that just means it could have been about a person. It could have been about anything, really. But now it's like I'm also trying to find meaning in things. So, you know, I think just trying to connect differently on a different level now, which again, as I said, I just think it's because it's just time in my life and changes are going on right now, to be honest with you. I think that's why.
Can I just ask you guys a question for each one of you? Like for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very clear in terms of just where I stand in terms of just my belief system. But my question to each one of you is, do you approach the concept of spirituality and the universal supreme being from a headspace, like intellectually? Like how was the earth created? How was man formed? How this, or do you approach it from an emotional place? Like I just feel the energy from a person. So or do you approach it from a deeper place of spirituality where it's just like there's a voice that resonates in my head? Like how do you approach your understanding of it and your belief of it? Intellectually?
So I'll go first, right? And that's a good question, Keith, right? Because that's where I'll consider myself a very rational and sometimes an overthinker. I never invest emotions. Though I can empathize with someone or feel for them, I don't put emotions in my life decisions. So I do approach from a logical and scientific angle, right? And saying that, example, growing up, we know the King James version of the Bible, right? And it tells the wonderful story of the man Jesus Christ and Bethlehem and all that stuff, right? But then there's other books out there. There is the Quran, there is the Enoch, there's the Land of the Giants. There's all these books that speak almost similar of how the earth came about and how man was on this earth, right? And you read it and you can see that, well, who's writing these books? You know, you remember that thing they call Chinese telephone? Like if I tell you something and then you tell Conrad and Conrad tell Dwayne whatever, the message is never the same, right?
Right.
How is it that the Bible, that's not even the oldest book, you know, it's not even one of the oldest books if you check the records, right? How is it the message is the same, right? Then, and that's my logical reasoning, right? Then you look at stuff of you look at history, right? Where Black people were taken from Africa and brought to the different Caribbean, right? And would take on the same religion as our slave owners, right? And that's another thing that I take into consideration of, where this religion come from, right? Because remember, you have the history where they say you have the Indians working in the state, and the pilgrims would come from England and try to force this religion on them, because a lot of stuff that the English come with were seen as magic to the local native, right? And before the English or the Spaniard took over a certain nation, they were looking to the stars. They were more connected with their environment for guidance and such. So my approach is scientifically and logical and never emotional.
Yeah, let me go. I mean, I come from both angles, to be frank. Like, I look at it and I question. I mean, from as far back as I can remember, I remember one day when I was growing up and someone said to me, "Oh, this is an apple." And I was like, "Yo, how would know this is an apple? Like, how would know this is the actual name for it or the correct name for it? Like, where it came from, really?" You dig? So I both look at it from like, yeah, how was the world created? I mean, there must be a supreme being. Like, it must be a being that's bigger than me that created this space, really. You get me? And then I also look at it from an emotional part, because I mean, there have been times in my life where I've genuinely felt that emotional connection, like there's just a bigger being that's just working. Like, there are things that genuinely, it's like the serenity prayer that I know that there are things that I have no control over. Like, I think I've seen that enough in life to accept that my life is not totally about just me or what I do. You get me? But I mean, but my choices will impact, I mean, a lot of time, the outcome, really. You get me? But where I was coming from, those two fam, is like I said, it's not that if I'm questioning if there's a higher being or whatever you are questioning, questioning the existence of God, whatever we may define it as. What I'm just kind of looking at sometimes is like, what was really taught? Like, some of the things that, and I think more so as a black man, like, I think more so as a black man, like, you can't help but really start dig deeper, like, religion from all angles, all stuff, because there's no way I'm prepared to accept that black people was just meant to suffer. You understand? There's no way that I accept that black people was meant to be of a lesser being or not like that.
So hold on, are you saying that there's a religion that purports that? Like,
no, what I'm saying is that when you look at religion, so to speak, religion right across the board, and we can't question that, has been used to control black people, has been used to, in some type of way, indirectly, allow black people to feel like, you are less than another skin color. Just the whole fact of these subliminal things, when you always see this picture of a white man and blah, 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 and all that stuff, and everything that speaks of something that's good tends to speak with something being white, and everything that touches on black seems to speak of something that is not good. You get me? And it also happens in the religious, like your spirits.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but that goes back to the old analogy about a handgun, where they say in one person's hand, it's used as a force for good. In another person's hand, it could be used as a force for wickedness.
Right.
That's what the Bible is. If you use it in
one
and context,
that's what I'm saying.
It could be a force for good, but those people use it for wickedness.
But that's what I'm saying, Keith. This is why I am frankly at this point, really, at this place, because I'm looking at it like, okay, a lot of what was taught to me, is that actually so? Is that really the truth? You get me? Like, I mean, like what's with the Chinese communicate, bits and pieces or whole blocks of it was probably like, adjusted as it comes on the line to fit particular situation, to say, hey, yeah, man, this, that, and all that stuff, really. You get me? So, like, in this stage of life, in this era of my life, of just like, we just growing and we just, the hunger and thirst more for knowledge. You're like, you're really looking at like remember last weekend or weekend before last, I went to this place in Jamaica named Green Grotto Caves. And it's literally just like caves, like underground, like that's amazing, yo. You get me? I always wanted to go, but because I heard that there were bats there and I have a little fear about bats, so then I've stayed away from it, but got brave and I went. And like the history that was communicated to me about the whole cave and about our ancestors and all that stuff, really, like it was just so mind blowing, you know. Like if you see the things them that the people how they created the cave and it was underneath, that's like a hiding place, like from them slave masters and all that stuff, and just the work that they did underneath there, really, they're like, whoa, like Black people is really, I mean, are really a special type of people, and it really seemed like, yo, we were abused, and Christianity more than anything else, Catholic as well, and Anglican was really the kind of used to keep us to feel like, yo, you know what, it's okay.
I just want
You
to
see me?
hear from Conrad, because I know Conrad.
Yeah.
This is one of his topics.
Yeah. No, I was gonna ask you some questions too, but other than like, to me, yeah, like I'm piggyback off what Jerome said. Yeah, I don't have emotions tied to it. It's logical. It's logic, spiritual logic. You know what I'm saying? Being spiritually logical. The first question I had for myself when I was like just figuring things out was like, we all have the same questions. Who are we? You know what I'm saying? Who are you, and why are you here? That's the first question you ask yourself. And then and what is your purpose? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things is I feel as if like with religion, it helps people. It helps them give a purpose or makes them sleep better at night. That's my belief. Because with religion, and where I stand with religion, you can worship any god you want as long as you don't hurt nobody. As you don't hurt no people, and you want the goodness for people. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't, I can care less. But I know for like, lost my train of thought. When who you are, your purpose, and like, really, okay, religion, and to make you sleep better at night. So it's like, I was trying to thought, man, it's crazy. Like religion.
Find it back,
right,
bro. Find it back.
Okay.
Pray about it. Pray about it.
Let me ask you a question, and then it'll come back to you. So, like, Keith, like when you're searching, when you find your source and your purpose, do you feel as if like Christianity gave you a purpose, or like, okay, here we go. When you find I feel like when you find your purpose and you know what you're doing in life, I feel as if like religion, I don't think religion will play a factor in your life as much. But this is my belief, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Keith. As if I feel as if sometimes people that don't have a purpose or don't know where they're going, they just have to latch onto something to feel more comfortable or to sleep better at night. Like prime example, where do we go when we die? Everyone's question. So like when you have a religion and okay, cool, they're telling you what's gonna happen when you die, that gives you a little bit of like, it calms you down a little bit at night. You know, so you can sleep better at night. But then you got people that then you're gonna ask me, then Connor, what do you believe in when you die? And I'm like, I'm just going with the flow. And the people that Christians or other religions are like, yo, how can you do that? And I'm like, because I know what I am. I know what I'm supposed to do in this life. I know my purpose, and I'm living it right now. I'm creating my own reality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to ask you, Keith, like, when you found Christ, when Christ found you, or you found Christ, did he give you, was a purpose? Like, did you know your purpose prior or after you found Christ? That's my question.
I don't know my purpose now.
You still don't? Okay, all right.
The only thing that I do when it comes to a purpose in life is try to, in everything I do, in every regard, I don't care if it's writing a book, being on this Zoom right now, or doing my business. I just try, or being a husband or being a father, I try to do it at my 100% best. That's the only thing that I could say is a consistent part of my purpose. If I could do it to the best of my ability, then do it to your best of your ability. If you could be kind in a certain respect, don't just give $1. If you could afford to give 15, give 15. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, just do it to your best. So I don't really have a purpose per se, at least not that I could figure out. But to go back to your other point, when it comes to, so I asked you guys a question. Let me give you my personal answer in terms of intellectually, because my journey was similar to each one of you. You know, raised in the Christian home, but it was never really forced upon me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just there. Sunday school, church, Easter, church for New Year's, church for whatever other special occasion. But then I'd go and I'd do my regular thing as a kid growing up. So it was never forced upon me. Then when Malcolm X came about in the late 80s, early 90s, and everybody was like pro-Black, pro-Malcolm, I thought I was going to be a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? And I bought a Quran and I researched the Holy Quran and I was reading it. And then I had somebody that was teaching me it. It never really resonated with me. It was more of a fad, but I did think that that's where I was going to end up. Then I moved to New York, and then my friends with Rock and his family, they were Black Israelites. And I used to go to the Israelite camp every Saturday, observe the Sabbath. And I thought that's where I was going to end up as a Black or as an Israelite. They don't like to use the word Black Israelite. This is an Israelite, as a true Jew of Israel, like the true Jews, not the Jewish people that are there now. And I thought that was where I was going to end up. And then when my sister got sick, and then I was just searching for something, I eventually just gravitated towards what I knew best. And then when I went down that path of just going down to Christianity, I started saying, okay, let me really dig into this thing. And if I'm going to commit to this, let me understand it. And for me, the reason why I asked you guys about the intellectual question is because once I started digging down to it, it started making sense to me intellectually, as opposed to some of the other religions. And I'll give you just one quick example of what I mean when I say that. And from my experience, Christianity is the only religion that is universal in its appeal and its approach. Other religions are more ethnic based, like you say in the Islamic religion is more Middle Eastern, you know what I'm saying, in terms of its appeal. Like I know it's growing to different countries and things of that nature. And then, you know, you have all the other religions. They're mostly geographic in terms of their reach. But Christianity, to me, has proliferated the world because it has that global appeal. And I always felt like if a religion is supposed to be for everybody, then it should have a global appeal. So that's just one example.
Stick up in, not to cut it totally, because I just don't want to lose that what you just said, right? Now, as Black people, and this is my question to you, why do you think it is more universal than every other religion?
Well, it's not what I think, it's what it is, meaning statistically.
All right, my question is, how do you think it got to that point?
I honestly don't know how I think, like, well, let me give you my Christian answer. I believe that God allowed it to happen.
All right, so let me give you my logical explanation for that, right? And this brings me back to again, seeing the world. If I'm a Chinaman, right? And I go to China.
I know where you're going, Jay.
Everybody look like me. That's where I belong, right? Yeah. If I go to India and I'm an Indian man, that's where you belong. Everybody look like me. Black people, so you have back Jerome. The British and the Spaniards were the one to conquer the world per se, right? And take people from all different parts and disperse their ideology on them. And then those people then go different parts of the world and bring that presence of Christianity there. So you'll have a small group of Christian in China, but Christianity is not the predominant religion there. You have a small group of Christian in all the continent, but there's not the predominant there, except for the Caribbean island, where the British and the Spaniards were greatly conquered, where they occupied, right? So we, as Black people, and this is not opinion, right? This is history, this is facts, right? We as Black people, they say Africa is our home. Africa is huge, and Africa being chopped up in so many different pieces. You don't even know what part of Africa you might belong anymore. And that's one of the reasons why I do that ancestry.com thing, but that's another story. But we don't have our own identity because we were stripped of our identity.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And just as so now you have people, you have people traveling all over the world, and we'll bring that culture. It goes back to socialization and culture, right? That's what it goes back to. And hence the reason why Christianity can be seen as universal.
Yeah. And guys, listen, I don't want this to be lost, on us, that my thought process wasn't so much about whether or not, a higher being exists or not. I must say, for me, that's a resounding yes. It's just, I just think that we're at a crucial point in life. I think we're at a crucial point in life or this time in history where, like, people really need to start dig deeper to start finding, some truth or even some facts, so to speak, about what was taught, and like possibly start from baby stage, like unlearn some stuff that you were taught or that you had learned, and get to a point of relearning, because with social media and even the internet, and those information right at our fingertips, what you kind of see or what you have found out is that really a lot of what was taught to you in the early days or early stages in your life, really kind of realize that, some of them think that was crap, some of them think that make sense. Like even our culture as well too. Like, some beliefs that was whatever, like, does you realize that really makes sense? And like, if you even does look back at listen, a lot of the religion and a lot of religion that use even the Bible, just Christian, and just like where we are really. If you look at where the stories are, the history of the Bible and the regions, and when I look at it, like for where those stories took place, like Jerusalem, Israel, Egypt, and all that stuff. What was portrayed to us as in like, the fair-skinned man with the long straight hair and all that stuff, Bridget. Like if you even just taking the Bible story, whether you believe the Bible 100 or not, whether say that you realize about, that's not how those persons really are in those regions, really.
No, they're not.
A lot of them is
Even
more
in
like
the Bible, it said his hands and feet were of bronze and he has coarse hair.
Yeah, and coarse hair, like, even though me and June and I'm the year right now, me and Keith I'm the year, but that's how
Speak for
hair was
yourself.
coarse.
Speak for
You dig what
yourself.
I'm saying? So
I got hair.
Do it. I don't want to cut you, but I'm
no, man, you can cut me.
I'm interested to hear Keith finish his point about that universal thing. Like you were very strong and saying, yeah, because Christianity is the only universal, but you see how it end up being universal.
Right, but let me just add to what you're saying and finish my point. I do agree with what you're saying, Dre, that it's universal because it is what has been put out there the most to say X, Y, Z, really. It's like what has been put out there in the media. If people just want to touch on the popular thing. Yeah, so
it's the rock star religion.
Yeah, that's exactly what it became like, really. Think about it, really. So automatically it has become like, it is a universal thing. But I think I think we're all smart enough to know that, some of the time the thing that is actually the universal thing is actually not the best thing or the right thing. Sometimes that's just a ploy to keep you from identifying or figuring out the right thing.
Mm-hmm. So before I
say
comment on
Shay, man.
I don't have anything to say. I'm
just
enjoying you guys.
Damn, Angelita.
You ain't got nothing to say, Shady?
Nah, y'all can take this. Go ahead. I'm listening.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see whose side y'all on. That's what I'm just trying to see.
Okay, all right. No. Okay. Before we continue on, like you said before, like again, there's no side. I mean, we all.
I'm just joking.
I think we all believe that there is a higher power. We all believe that there is God. I believe there's God. I believe there's somebody. Come on, who created all this? Like, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen. Listen. Talk for yourself. I am God. God exists inside of me.
Jerome's on that tip. Okay.
Yeah, Jerry.
Respect. So listen.
There are some natural things that I don't believe you guys are able to create.
Listen. Let me explain now, right?
Bro, let me ask that.
You said you are God? You?
Let me ask that. Let me ask that, Jerome.
That's exactly what he said.
God forgive him.
Let me explain.
Jerome, let me. All right, go ahead, Jerome. Go ahead.
Yo, let's talk about energy, right?
Yeah.
What is the one thing that we know about energy in this world?
It is constant.
There you go, right? Energy never dies. You can't see it, you can't touch it. But when you see certain things that are formed in the world and created is from energy, right? And just like I am an energy right now,
Say that wine
right?
looking good.
I'm an energy right now. So when I pass, when my physical being doesn't exist anymore, this energy get transferred in somewhere else into something else, right?
That's your spirit.
It's a
No,
spirit.
no,
Yeah.
I call it energy right now, right? I call it energy.
Yep.
We use
Spirit,
them,
son.
we use them, you know, interchangeably. So when I say I am God, it means that I'm in control of my reality.
Yeah.
And what is created around me.
Boy,
Meaning me. So you'll have people say, yo, if you think positive stuff, positive will happen in your life. And I do believe that, right?
Jay,
When
I
you
want to
say-
stop here a sec, Jay. Jay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop here. I don't want to lose this.
Got you.
I
got you.
mean, I differ from the fact that you control your reality totally what happens around. I mean, I can't agree that for this reason. Yeah, there's simple things like even us going, it's like the saying. Every day you get up and go out, and you don't know for a fact if you're gonna come back in or not.
Right.
And you can even be doing everything to the T, and yet still, something come your way that you just have no control over.
Right.
Each of us here drive. We all can be out on the road driving and following the speed limit and the road rules to the T, and yet still somebody just being reckless and whatever it does come, boom, hit into your vehicle, and that's it. That's your life right there.
Right.
And what that says to me is that, we don't have total control over our reality. You understand? We have control over some things, over some decisions or choices that we make, but whether we realize it or not, a lot of those decisions or choices that we make, I think that will make it subconsciously just with a sense of hope.
Yeah.
You understand? Just with a sense of hope. And some persons may say it's just faith in what you believe in, but you make it a sense of hope that, you know what? It's like investment. You don't know for a fact if you invest in something, if it's going to go north or if it's going to go south. But what you're investing in that with the hope that, you're getting this right, that your decision or your analysis or your assessment is actually right. And that, my brother, that my family, to me is hope. And that says to me also that, we don't have total control over our reality, over our life. We don't. And I think that's, for personally, I think sometimes we'll fool ourselves with that we're thinking that we have total control over it when we don't.
Yo.
You get me?
I get what you say, but just as how life is exists, death is inevitable, right?
Yeah.
And if mankind, if someone died, and whatever, I didn't want to go down this path, but let me tell this, right? When I lost my cousin, right? Maybe Keith or whoever know more about her more than me, but I think that was a big point in my life to say, yo, say good, no matter how good of a person you be, it's just a natural part. When someone pass or transition, it doesn't mean, it's a bad thing. I don't look at it as a bad thing, right? It just, in a way, it kind of look as, for me, it's like, yo, you have done what you need to be, you have done what your purpose on this earth in that form. Now it's time to move on. I remember Keith said to me, I think it was Keith or it was Gart, what someone said when homegirl was on her bed, and she was concerned about Akeem. And she said, did you think I do a good job? It's concerned. I never forget that, right? And everybody, say, yo, yeah, you do it. You do it. You know what I mean? And I don't know what type of peace that gave her, but just understand that for me personally, it's like, yo, listen, you're gonna go down that path, and because there's so many different type of energy out there, yeah, you might get up and go on the road and be like, yo, I'm soon come back, and you don't make it back. It's because you collide with a different energy, or it's just your time. But there's nobody out there. I don't believe there's some supreme.
But that's why I'm saying that. But that's why I'm saying that, because you don't know when, if we use that example, that's why I'm saying that, really and truly, that alone, identifies or highlights the fact that, yo, we don't have total control over our life.
But let me
Because
just say this. Let me just say this when it comes to energy. You're talking about energy and how it's constant, which I believe and I agree. But what's it has to have a beginning. It has
sources.
to have an impetus. You can't have a creation without a creator. There has to have been something that was the first point of the beginning of that energy. So you're saying energy exists and you can collide with negative energy, bad energy, and all these different energy. But it had to have a beginning. And if you claim to be God, then you're claiming to be the source of that beginning of energy. So that means you pre-existed the existence as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not responsible for the creation. I don't look at I'm not responsible for a random energy out there, right? But if I come in contact with you and your energy, let's say for layman terms, right? You're not in the best place mentally or emotionally, right? And I come around you and speak life into you, that those which people do all the time, and uplift, I can possibly change your energy to go forth and even do the same to someone else.
Yeah, that's like a motivational speaker. What does that have to do with
But Jerry,
No,
but Jerry, that's maybe that's God using you right there to speak
no.
to that. Yeah. All right. You ever just felt like those compel or those pull to do something, like a feeling come up on you, and like you have no idea where this feeling came from, but it's like it's just pulling on you, so it just pulling on you so hard that like it can't help but just be obedient to it, really.
You know what? Whenever those any type of feeling of good come over me, or doing something that is profound or amazing, there's always you always have the opposite feeling also, and it's which one I feed into.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah,
you guys.
Wait. Say that
one
again.
thing.
Sorry, go ahead, Conrad. Go ahead. Let's
No. I was just saying, like, piggyback off Jerome says, I have a concept of a belief where, all the positive stuff that we receive on a daily basis. So like everything that we receive, we're facing the sun. The sun is shining on us. We're facing it, but there's always a negative side. There's always a shadow side to the opposite. So the concept is like this. If we're eating good, somewhere else on the planet, somewhere else eating bad. You know what I'm saying? Someone else is going to be receiving that negative energy that we receive. We receive the positive, and they get the negative side of what we receive. I'm a firm believer of that too. So I know in the back of my mind, wherever I go, if I'm receiving, if everything's going good for me, I know someone somewhere it's getting bad for them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to be humble and be balanced. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that what Jerome said. That's what
I never heard of that. That's an interesting.
Never. It's a concept. Like, all right, so cool. All right, it's like with, it deals with again, like energy, and it deals with. I got it when I was studying astrology, and I got the concept because whenever you follow planets, whatnot, there's always a north node, and there's always a south node. There's always a positive aspect, and there's always a negative aspect. And I just was like, all right, cool. Like that means it's like life. Like when you have your shadow self, you have.
Let me break it down for you, Conrad. A CEO told me once in an investment that we're looking at it, and this is what he said to me. Let me just see if I can quote him. He said, "Hunter, if someone is winning, someone is losing.
That's right.
That's just the nature of life. That's how investment grows as well. So, I mean, you're not gonna have a situation where everybody is winning.
So I'm just trying to understand what y'all, because the topic is.
You have a buyer and you have a seller. That's all it is.
So I understand that from an investment and money and all that kind of carnal standpoint, but I'm trying to understand what y'all saying when it comes to like spirituality and God. You're saying if I'm having an up day, then somebody somewhere in the world is having a down and a bad day. Is that
right? Bad day, but
is it because I'm having an up day? That's why they're having a bad day.
Let me simplify that even more. Let's instead of someone else, I'm talking about yourself. Now, this is just me. This is your family. This is cousin. This is me. This is when I waking up and studying and stuff like that. It's so weird to me, but I always acknowledge my.
O'Shea, what are you going on with over there? What are you going on with over there, O'Shea?
What do you mean?
Okay.
You put off the man like that. I'm well up into this conversation.
I know.
Go back, Conrad. Rewind.
I just wanted to hear your voice.
Go ahead, Conrad.
Don't lose your train of thought.
No, it's like
Yeah, don't let nobody stop you from talking.
No, it's like because you're right. I like the conversation. I'm listening to everybody because like I think there's certain stages to spirituality, there's certain stages to waking up, there's certain stages to finding yourself. And like I came to a point where I was like, yo, like I've always I like for me, like I know like I'm on a roll right now. This is like I'm on a roll. Like I'm doing music, I'm trading, everything's going good for me now. But I know for a fact, like this the shadow self, the part of me that doesn't see that light is in the shadow and just getting beat up and getting torn down. That's why sometimes this is why I'm very humble, because I know that like instead of me being so full of myself, one day the carpet could get pulled right from underneath me and everything could be gone the next day. So I try my best to like understand, like, okay, cool. I know for a fact that, okay, this is going good, but I know my alter self, my inner self, the self that's not getting that sunlight is getting the bad side. And I try my best to, you know, how can I say, like meditate, talk to him, try my best.
That's the ebbs and flows of life, the ups and downs of life.
Yeah. Right. But that's me, like again, like I said, like Jerome said, you're your own God, you're forming your own reality. So this is me defining what I think that's what's going on myself. So I feel as if like it's a shadow side to myself.
But how could you form, unless you're trying to say you're creating a world within a world, you can't form a reality in a reality. This is a reality. It's like saying you're on the basketball court, but you're going to play one-on-one, and there's a whole 10 man on the court playing a team sport, but you're saying, no, I'm just going to have my own game. You're in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how can you have a reality in
a reality?
In a reality.
I don't know. I think it's all about right there.
What
right? That's your reality. Let's define reality. Let's define reality. Yeah.
Hey Siri, what does reality mean?
No, I can't see. No, I know. I see what Conrad is saying, that I can't see how the reality is like. I mean, in simple terms, it's just like your perspective is your perspective. Your situation is your reality, which may not be my reality. So of course, within the big reality, there are pockets of realities because everybody have their own reality. You understand? I think more what I'm saying is that it's not about, for me, it's not about how you would choose your method of how you would navigate life, really. That's not where I'm coming from, really, because I mean, it's like I said, 10 brothers, 10 different minds, 10 cousins, 10 different minds, probably even 20 different minds. You understand? Because one person may have to think about things several different ways, really. So each of us really and truly, in my opinion, is going to find your own navigating, strategy. How you strategize to get through your life. And that's your reality. You dig? But what I'm saying though is that for me, once you create some reality for yourself, you don't have the total control over that reality.
Because there's a bigger game that you're part of.
Because there's a bigger game. So there's only so much that you can do and no more. Jerome, you can eat healthy and exercise as much as you want. The fact is that that's not gonna, that can't 100% prevent you from any type of illness coming on you. It will give you a fighting chance, but it doesn't mean that you won't get sick. And since we brought her up, let's use our beloved cousin. Yo, me, she, Junior, Humphrey, got club. And whilst we having drinks and all that stuff, I've never seen that girl put an alcohol, put any type of liquor to her mouth.
Smoke or drink.
Never smoke, not like that. Exactly, not like that. But we all know the situation, really. You get me? And if that was one person, I would have said, that type of illness really wouldn't have reached her. I would have probably said, definitely she. You dig what I'm saying? Definitely she. So I'm just saying that, listen, I'm not trying to tell anybody. I'm just saying that at some point in life, I think we also have to accept that, there's a bigger being, and I don't have the full control. Where I was coming from the start, was Jesus that I'm just digging about some of the things that we were taught. It's not to say that I'm doubting the bigger being. It's just the accuracy about the bigger being and how things come because I feel like a lot of things have been complicated, have been put to us in a complex manner in a matter which has just literally just created a whole lot of confusion and just unnecessary things really in our lives.
And that's
because
hundreds of years of doing that. Hundreds of years.
Exactly. And exactly. And for us now, I mean, if each one starts to just really start dig to say, hold on, let me just try really find the right way for this. I want really how this ought to be. Then that's actually where I think the difference. I mean, I will start getting the change really.
I just want to make 2 points while it's fresh on my mind. Number one, going back to Karen, you know, for me, and I know this might be from an emotional standpoint, but it works for me logically too. I feel like if she died and there's no heaven after earth, there's no God, there's no Christianity, there's no Holy Trinity, and everything that we were taught, then this whole thing makes no sense for me. This whole thing,
I agree.
like, it literally. I see you, Jay. I see you. I got you coming. I got you. But I'm telling you, for me, it literally makes absolutely no sense at all. And then secondly,
June, I agree with 100 with that. Let me just put that out there.
See, and secondly, I lost my train of thought, but I'll let Jerome come. And when I remembered, I'll cut you off. Go ahead, Jay. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, everything don't have to make sense to you. Our brain and our comprehension of this world is and how mankind is an energy and life is so primitive. Because guess what? If tomorrow morning Elon Musk reach a Mars and we buck up on some lifespan right there, your mind blown.
Right.
Because a lot of people here would even think that is even possible. Right? So I believe things don't have to make sense. It's just a circle. That's what the circle goes. That energy is gone into something else. That energy being not here might have inspired you to become a different type of energy. You understand? My son being born as created, has evolved my energy. My energy changed. It might not change 100%, but it evolved. And whatever my purpose is ensuring that this human being coming to this world and it doesn't be someone that obstruct other people's energy and life in a negative light.
So funny and ironic that you said that, because had it not been for my sister getting sick, I wouldn't have been talking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as Christianity was, I remember I was in a strip club in New York doing what I was doing. And then when I got the phone call, I had to leave that. And it was like literally juxtaposing that lifestyle with a whole different lifestyle. But it's because for that one reason. So it's funny you say that energy could have been given to you so that you could have another energy, because it was that energy that put me into this position of having this energy right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Life experience.
Because when you have it, you don't know what you have until you lose it. Because that energy, while that energy existed, it could have still impact your energy the way it did when it was about to leave. But you weren't open to that type of energy. You weren't open to, you weren't seeking receiving the type of influence and energy.
But I mean, that could be the case for, you could say that for anything. Had it not been for this, then it wouldn't be for that. Had it not been for that, then it wouldn't be for this. But the reality is, instead of being hypothetical, the reality is, it was through that experience that has led me to this state of being.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Khan.
No, I was saying, like, and don't forget, energy always lives on. I mean, it's not gone. It's just transferred. She's still here. Everyone's still here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's the only thing that's constant in this world. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, the only thing listen, O'Shea, yeah, saying something, O'Shea?
I heard you
say something. Let's make sure your mic is working at least.
I was voting. Yeah. I'm listening.
What's it? No, but O'Shea, let me ask you a question directly, O'Shea. What's your take on the energy that we're talking about? So, no, because I know you and I talk so much. Tell me how you view this whole energy that we're talking about right now?
So I don't know. Different. Well, Jerry's is a little different. I don't know. I honestly don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Osha, when you die, where do you think you're going?
Well, I would like to think that I have a place.
Where? Yeah, what Keith said?
Brampton.
Oh.
Nah. Well, I would like to think that I'm gonna go up above, you know, a higher place, another place.
Yeah.
They
You know?
say when you die, you wake up.
But you know what I mean?
I
What is it?
have
That's
heard
what I love that. I
Heard
think
that.
that's powerful, and I believe that
Yeah.
too. When you die,
Yeah.
because
You wake
for
up.
me, as much as I just said what I said, I do think this world, this tangible existence that we live in right now, it's how can I say without disrespecting the creation? It's weird. Like that's just the best way I can say it. This can't be the fullness of existence. There has to be another existence that is more
Listen.
real than the current state of existence that we live in right now. That's what I believe.
something higher.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Look at
For
Jerry.
me-
Jerry's hurting right now. Jerry's
No,
hurting.
I'm just
No.
no. I want to put this out there.
I'm not
I want to
hurting.
put this.
I'm just like, you people are so hard on believing that, yo, you don't have a ticket. When your ticket is up, it's up. The ride over, next place for
No,
some
when you
new-
have a
new-
ticket,
new
no.
someone.
Wait, that's
No,
what
but
you're
yeah.
saying? That it's over? That's
Yeah,
what you're
that energy, like this, the state of mind and what you believe in and what you love, you're gonna die and you're gonna wake up and you're gonna still have those memories and exist somewhere else.
But guys, also remember, he said he's God. Just always remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
How long am I gonna live,
Yeah,
God?
but no, but yeah, for me,
yeah.
for me, those still family. Yeah, I view this word. I genuinely view this word as temporary. Still, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what the resounding belief is for me. Like, and I have to believe that there's a better place and there's another place from here for this reason.
for your own
Yeah.
comfort.
No, it's not even just for my own comfort. It's like I said, there's too much crap. There's too much shit that's going on around. I mean, there's too much persons. There are too many persons that's just doing evil. That's just doing wrong. And I refuse to think that,
Yo, stick a pin.
wait, let me just finish my
I
point.
don't want to lose my chain of thought.
Mhm.
Stick a pin. What if you were born during the medieval time?
I can't say, I can't
People
tell you.
were dying way
listen.
more than that.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
family.
all relative. Suffering
family,
and all
but
that is
family,
relative.
But listen, I can't tell you what if, because I would never know about if I was living in the medieval time, what my thought process would be. I can only tell you about what I know right now.
What
You get
you
me?
want for you?
No, what I know right now and what I'm seeing right now. Listen, you don't know for a fact about the medieval time because you weren't alive then. What you are seeing is what you probably might watch in a medieval movie or what you might have read in a book.
Right.
And we all know how those stories are as well too.
Oh shit,
Some
pull
things
a
chop
break.
off and all that stuff.
Everybody here saying yes. Pull a break. Let's back up.
I didn't say yes. I repeated what I just repeated.
Let's go back to even something more recent. World War One.
What about World War One? What about
how many human beings died blindly fighting for something that could have been totally resolved through
But they're still,
right?
and the truth is, and they're still doing it now.
Yeah.
But they're still doing it now. Yo, you're in the army.
So,
Look how much
so
of you guys,
listen,
you're in the army. Look how much of you guys, went over go fight some war. And up to this day, I'm still trying to understand what that war is about. I'm still trying to see the double MD and all that stuff and all them stuff. You get me? So yeah, wars and killings has always been a part of human history. We're not disputing or denying that. That's a given. Right or wrong, it's a given. But what I'm saying is this, for me, when they want to say I'm using it for comfort and all that stuff, I personally refuse to accept that, this is the be it all, it all. I genuinely believe that there must be an equalizer that's not here on earth.
To this. That's what I'm saying. Because going back to your point about suffering.
And Junior, I don't want to lose my train of thoughts right now. Let me just and I'm finishing this. There's a vital thing I'm saying it. Because when I look at it, and when I look at it from a logical point of view, an intellectual point of view, and an assessment point of view, I have nothing to lose with that perspective. I have nothing to lose trying to live life right, trying to be fair to my brother. I mean, as best as possible, love my brother and my neighbor as best as possible. To me, I'll choose at any given day over the opposite, really. And if I choose that, and if I believe that, yo, there's an equalizer away from here when I die, if when I die and it doesn't happen, I don't think I would have lost anything. But I do think that I have far more to gain. You understand? So when I weigh the risk rewards, yo, it makes
So
far
let me
more
ask
sense
you.
to me.
Let me ask you. You living up to a certain standard now for your brother. You're not killing, you're not stealing, you're not doing that, right? Your reward. What about the idea that your reward is right there, right now? The minute like for example, someone's on the road and they're in need, and you're able to empathize, and you felt that in the moment you can identify the sufferer and attend to it right there, right now. The minute you contribute some type of, you give some charity to that person, that's where your reward is granted to you immediately. It's not going to happen afterwards when the flesh is no longer.
No, man. No, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily talking about reward as in like what I'm going to get. I'm just talking about when I say risk rewards, you understand, I'm assessing it from that perspective. What I'm saying is that just stick to equalize. If you take nothing else from what I'm saying, just stick to this, remember what I'm saying. I just genuinely believe that there must be an equalizer away from here. I just can't see people taking lives and just being abusive and doing some things like just that make no sense at all whatsoever.
But what if it's like that? What if like those bad people were meant to do those bad things, and that's their life?
I don't know.
And then the wicked prevail, because the wicked is winning. This on this earth, the wicked is prevailing.
Listen, Conrad, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's our history in life right now. I don't know, but I still believe that there's an equalizer away from Earth, and in fact, away from the world, the universe. When I speak about that, how many other planets so we have again, along with Earth? So you have Saturn, Mars. So if Elon Musk reach up on Mars, yo, my philosophy doesn't change. You understand?
But what I'm saying, the equalizer, because I'm listening up, the equalizer is not afterwards or exist after life.
Yeah, man, you know what the equalizer is? That same energy that you're talking about, that spirit that we're talking about, yo, that damn spirit can't rest comfortably, Virgin, yo. You see, man, because you see, this what happens. Yo, this physical being is really just a vessel. You know what carry this physical being more than anything else outside of the organs? Yo, for me, if I use your term, that energy, but I'll call it that spirit that lives within. That's what keep you and drive you more than anything else. I feel any day. It's that spirit that give you that push to say, we see that man on the road that like you need a help. It's that little spirit that whisper in your mind and say, yo, help out that brother, help out that sister. And they have that, yo, that bad spirit panic. I try to say, no man, don't go do that. Because the bad spirit don't want that.
What I'm saying about equalizer is that when you help out that brother right there, right, and you walk away from it and you went up, you get the equalizer right there and then.
All right, Jerry.
All right, Jerry. The spirit feels strong. It feels good. It feels like it's been enriched with all the vitamins that.
True, that's true. Need. So here what? There's a bigger equalizer.
because at the end of the day, the equalizer that you guys are talking about, is like on a one-on-one basis, based off what you're saying, Jerry, the one-on-one experience. But there's a universal experience, because just like what Conrad was saying, both of y'all were saying, when you do something that you get a positive, there's a negative. So that shows you that we're interconnected. So there's interconnectivity. So there's an individual equalizer that's a one-on-one experience that you're describing, Jerry. But what I'm understanding from what Dwayne is saying, there's a universal equalizer experience that expands beyond just the individual's experience on an individual basis.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that. I don't agree, but I understand.
Yeah, I
think you guys are idiots, but I understand.
But no, because you see, the thing is that nobody wants to die alone. You know, am I alone dead? Am I alone go hell? No, that idea of
I ain't going to hell.
To be alone.
Yeah,
they want to be a group win. Well, if I do
exactly. Jerry, Jerome. Let me ask you this question.
pair blood,
family.
yeah, pair blood, yeah.
Pair blood
Then
in the
change the
house.
name on your screen then. It says Jerome Smith.
You know? Yes, sir. P blood. Let me ask you this question. What if, hypothetically speaking, are thinking that, what if when we all die, we all find ourselves gathered somewhere and it will realize that, yo, shit, heaven and hell is real. You understand? And at that point in time, like, yo, there's nothing that you can do about it then at that point in time because, yo, because you'd have already played your game on earth. You get what I'm saying? You'd have already played your game on earth. So now we're there to play, so it's okay. You play a game and everybody game don't know. So now it's a final decision. You're like, yo, damn. Let me just ask that question.
I can't.
And then I got a question afterwards. I got a question.
Yeah, I
How you
want to
think?
say one thing too.
How you think? And it's open to audio.
I can't even imagine that. But we're gonna play devil's advocate, right?
Just play an advocate, man. You don't have to play the devil. No, don't play the devil's advocate. Just be an advocate.
You can't be God and play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, understand.
No, you can. You can. Didn't God
you acting like you don't hear.
Yeah, what you say, Connor? Go ahead, Connor. Connor. Come back.
Yeah. Connor is there?
No,
Advocate. You're playing advocate.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, right? Yo, heaven and hell is real, right? And let's say
No. You're saying heaven and hell is real. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm playing the
okay.
advocate, right?
Okay.
So and we have God, right? So
okay.
God would let the people that He create burn in hell. You know, like this God that loves His people so much and let people burn in and let Satan still live and have his way. That kind of mind blowing. Secondly, I don't feel like anybody who are burned for eternity now gonna get used to the fire.
Oh God! All right. Well, I hope for your sake that's true.
No, let me say something. But I came to terms to like Jerome. Like, well, I'm not saying I'm Jerome, but like I was before this conversation. I was like, yo, even though if I don't believe in heaven and hell, I came to terms where it's like, even if it is real, it's like, damn, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't believe, my bad, you know what I'm saying? But like, maybe I was on.
Send me back as a horse and let me do this again.
When you're at heaven,
there's a Conrad. So Conrad, so you got what? You got ask for a redo.
Send me back as a
you'll be at heaven or hell.
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm like, God. I'm like, oh God, yo. Wait. I'm like, oh God, you know what? I know I didn't believe. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I'm sorry, but you God, you know my heart.
My bad,
I was searching for the truth. I was looking for the truth.
Like my bad, my G. My bad, my G.
Yeah, I say, yo, my G, listen. I just didn't know, my G.
I didn't know, like,
but listen, but I know now.
But
you heard me on the Zoom. You heard me on the Zoom. Yo, I got next.
Like Jerome said, I can't. Right, he said, like, I can't fathom God, the Creator, letting you burn for eternity. I don't see that either. I cannot see that. All right,
cool. I'm gonna come back to that. Let me hear what Keith and O'Shea said. That's
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I don't think. First of all, before I say my point, just to speak to that, I don't think you could take that literal. Like, I don't think there's an actual furnace with actual fire, with actual heat, with actual flames. I don't think that's what they mean when they say hell. It's just a euphemism to put a visual to it. But it's damnation. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the eternal damnation looks like is what it looks like. I don't think, because it goes back to your point, Jerry, I don't think we could intellectualize creation and intellectualize God and intellectualize the afterlife. So people have put these stories together to give you an understanding. But anyways, before you even respond to that, I got to share something with you guys. And and this is a God honest truth what I'm sharing with you, and I don't know what to make of it, but I'm gonna just pose it in this format to see what y'all have to say. So the craziest thing that's happened to me yesterday. So I was telling my wife about a dance routine that me and my sister did back in high school, back in '89, and I was telling her that it was so embarrassing that, you know, whenever I used to have friends come over when we were in New York, she'd pull out the video and play it for them and just and embarrass me. And I used to hate it. I'd be like, yo, Karen, why are you doing that? She's like, just who cares? Just be proud of it. It's your history. But I used to hate it. So, and then the next day, which was yesterday, I got a picture of our dance routine sent to my wife's friend. Said, this is Keith and his sister doing a dance routine. And there's hold on, I want Jerry to hear this because I need his feedback.
I'm here.
So I just wanted, because this is a real life, the reason why I'm bringing this up now, because this is a real life question and a real life scenario that I'm trying to grappling with. So I did a dance routine and I told her about it, and then after it was a joke. Then I got a picture sent to me from my wife's friend. My wife's friend sent it to her, said send it to Keith because she and I used to go to high school together. The picture, and I said, yo, this is the dance routine I was just talking about. Where did she get it from? So then after, she said she got it from one of Karen's ex-friends. So I said, let me call Karen's friend and ask her where she got it from. So I called the friend and she goes, Keith, it was the weirdest thing. Somebody just texted me this picture out of nowhere. And I asked her, she don't know who the person is. She asked the person, where did you get this from? And all they said was something about history, like history is funny, isn't it? And then they sent her another picture of the same dance routine. So I say all that to say, I'm not trying to make nothing of it, but I'm asking you guys in this context, do you think something should be made of it, or is it just a random coincidence?
Or is it just energy?
Yo. These things.
I didn't even hear the beginning of your question because it chipped out on me.
Let me give you the Coles notes. There was a dance routine that I was embarrassed about that Karen used to make fun of me about. And then the same day, we got a text message from a random person saying, here's a picture of your dance routine. And then when we asked that person where they got it from, they said they got it from one of Karen's old friends. So I called Karen's friend and I said, where did you get it from? She said, somebody just texted to her randomly. And when she asked, who's this person? They only said, history is funny, isn't it? And then they text her another picture. So she don't know who sent it. She don't know where it came from. And it just happened the same day that I was talking about it. God.
So your question was it this or that? Phrase back your question.
So my question is, what should I make? Is it just like, wow, what a coincidence? Or is it like, oh my God, it's a sign?
No. So for me, again, like I said, like the drums will say the same thing. Maybe. For you, what does it mean to you in your reality? What does it mean to you?
Well, the obvious thing is I want to make it mean a sign, but my rational being is just like, but come on, Keith, come on, is that really possible?
No, because this can motivate you.
I'm on the fence.
Because this can motivate you and put the pieces together for you and your reality.
Yeah.
So what do you think of it? That's the point.
I'm on the fence.
That's what I'm saying. Because when I
posing to you guys as a question to see what y'all say.
No, but that's the question. That's the answer. What do you think it is? And so I know it sounds so cliche, but it's what you believe in and what you think.
So in other words, it's not what it is in a literal sense. It's what you make it to be. Is what you're telling me.
Yes.
So in other words, make my own reality. See, I don't live it like that. I don't make my own reality. I want to be in the reality of what is versus what I just make it out to be.
Yeah, because listen, this is my take, right? And that's beautiful. And that's a beautiful experience. Like, I live for experience like that. And hearing a story, what that do for me is saying, I'm glad, if I was in your shoes, I'm glad I created that moment.
I created it?
Yes, you participated in that dance routine, right? But then I would be glad, if I were, I'd be glad I created that, because then it exists, and it exists 20 and 30 years ago to bring to have a emotional impact in a positive way on you. I don't care where, I wouldn't think about where I come from or think, yo, this is some supernatural, whatever. Is like, yo, that moment when that was created, and even the journey where there was a time when you were insecure about it to the point where if you could burn it at that point, you would have burned it, you know, but you didn't. But now it came back around 30 years and it ignites a memory of not insecurity, but hey, this is a moment I share with an energy that I enjoy being around.
That's not what I'm feeling. That's not what I'm feeling.
So what do you feel?
No, I'm telling you what I would feel.
Oh, I got you.
I would feel like Karen's trying to reach out to me. That's how I would feel.
That's how you feel, no shit.
What the heck?
No, I'm serious. I'm that type of person.
Yo, Jerry,
We're burning the place. Jerry was on fire.
What's on fire?
What the heck?
Yo,
what was that?
My son wanted popcorn and it burned.
But then y'all didn't read the instructions for how long to put the popcorn in there?
Yeah. Come on, God. You gotta listen, God, you don't make mistakes like that.
In the field that
God
you're
don't
in.
make mistakes, man.
In the field you're in. No.
That is funny, yo.
Hey, what's up, Jackson?
What up, Jack?
Say hi. Say hi.
Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, which one?
He said
no.
Get out of here.
Who look at his bottom lip?
Every time I hear his name, that's right. And every time I hear his name, Jackson, that's what come back to my mind. That line in the Jackson, Tyson, Jordan.
As I was saying, that's how I would take it. So when Conrad said, how did it make you feel, or how did you take it? That's all that matters.
Right. And again, how we live.
But I know that at the end of the day, I'm the one who's going to control my reality in the sense of what matters. But I haven't gotten to that point where I've decided on what it meant.
Yeah, because I wanted to hear this in case,
From my family perspective, what do y'all take it as, if anything?
You can't close the phone.
My thing is this though. I'm a firm believer. Again, I believe everything. You know me. I had a little monologue I had. I talked about time. And we're all living like there's you know how they always say history always repeats itself, right?
Yeah.
Right. So history always repeats itself, and it's a given day. Like you can see it every single time. Like if you look at the history books in the Bible and stuff, and do it and with context, yes, everything usually repeats itself. So as you live in this life, it's like you could call it cliche, a circle of life. So every day that you experience, you're gonna re-experience it again in a different context. It's just that I'm a firm believer as it's like you're learning lessons as you go, and those lessons will come up again in a different context. Did you learn your lesson? All right. Did that feeling that was triggered? How are you gonna handle this time? Are you gonna hate that feeling, or are you gonna do something with it and make something of it? You know what I'm saying? It's all repetitive over and over again until you learn it, and once you learn that lesson, you progress. You know, that's my belief. That's how I move.
Dwayne, O'Shea, what do y'all? I'm just trying to get some.
I think O'Shea was going to say something. O'Shea has something to say?
No, I'm just that type of person that feels that in the moment that there's still some connection there. You know, we were just talking about people don't really leave us. They're still around. And I just felt that in the moment when you were talking about it, to me, I would have taken it as she heard me. You know, that's just me. And I would feel that in some way, she created whatever happened to you, in which how that video resurfaced itself. Come on, when was the last time you spoke about the video?
That's what I'm saying. And
I'm just saying, it's been forever, right? And it's not something that you want to talk about because you already said how you felt about it. So for me, I just feel that I'm that type of person that I feel that when people leave, they're still around. They're still finding ways to communicate with you. They're still finding ways, some way, shape, or form, however, whatever that form is supposed to be. And that's just my opinion.
Okay.
You happy not doing? I said something.
and I agree with you.
Well, I don't know if I said anything good, but that's just me.
No,
I always feel
but you're talking about good.
Everything we all say is good. It's all good.
Yeah. Keith, but before I say what I want to say, let me just ask you though. See, when you saw the video, before even it came to you from the other source. I mean, how you felt watching the video?
Did it bring tears?
I was like, I didn't even know nobody had this. It was just a confusion.
No, man, not that.
And then there's no reasoning for how the person got the video. Like, it's just weird how they. You understand?
No,
like,
I'm telling you. I know you're saying, Dwayne. Like you're saying, did it make me feel like happy or joyful?
No, man, not that. No, before, because you say you were talking about the video before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, when you're talking about it, you actually didn't see the video then, right?
No.
Okay. All right. But when you saw the video though, that's what it, I mean, that's how you felt when you saw the video though.
Just confused. It was like how to like even this is just two days ago, or was it
Okay.
yesterday? So I'm still
All right.
in.
This is me. This is me, family. For one, I don't believe in, I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't believe in coincidences, eh? Like I literally don't believe in coincidences. Like there was one time in life I thought that coincidences was like a thing, but since we just connecting with my spiritual being and great, I realized that it's not coincidence really. So I'm on the same sofa, same side of the sofa as O'Shea. Like I genuinely, I would take it as like, yo, Poochie just giving me a reminder, just reaching out to me, just saying, hey, bro, I'm here. This was like a fun moment, a fun memory that we have. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how I view it, and I maybe would just genuinely just just be smiling at it, yo. And you know what? And I realize sometimes that that's how even the creator. I come back to the creator. I think I realize sometimes that's how the creator works many times as well. To like, sometimes things just happen and one day, yo, how the heck this happened? Like, where this came from, really? Get me? And there's just really just no explanation for it. But yo, it happens. And as I said, this was something he created like 1989, and I'm sure then in 1989, you guys would not have been thinking that in 2021 that Poochie wouldn't have been here there, and Poochie would even be here right now.
Exactly.
You get me? And it's just that, so I just take it like for me, it would almost more cement something. It would almost more cement something to me to say that, you know what? That's why it's even make even so much more sense to just like, yo, enjoy every moment. Yeah,
But
that's
true,
what I mean.
yeah,
That's like make the best. So listen, so even this, even us, just even us right now, just on Aunty Sofa, just like yo, just as blood family, just here, like yo, we don't know if
the reason why I'm bringing it up in this context is because here we're talking about spirituality, life, afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm to believe that that's literally my sister sending a message from the afterlife, like as crazy as that sounds, if that's what my rational mind is to believe, then it just gives context to what we're describing, that there is a life thereafter, that there's still an essence of a person that exists in another world, I guess.
I believe they're in the stars.
So this is what it is, right? This is how we look at it, right? It's that energy that both of you created then, and it never died. So
the energy made that text message come in, and the energy made that person send it. Like you're telling me, the energy made that whole chain reaction occur.
So it's almost like saying this: whatever seed you sow, you're gonna reap, right? It's whatever seed you sow, no matter if it's 10 years, 20 or 30 years from it, you're going to reap. And you and her created that.
You're missing one important point about the whole story. It's not just that I got the message. It's the day I spoke about it.
Exactly.
She got it. She got a text message from somebody to this day. She don't know who sent her the message. She doesn't even know the person.
Random.
She asked them who is this, and all they said was
exactly.
History is funny like
to be honest, if I'm curious about where it came from, I'm sure we can find out where the message come from. I'm positive.
I'm just telling you what it is right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what it is right now. Like when I asked her who said this, she said, I asked the person, who is this? And this is what they said. So I'm not saying that there is no person at the end of that line, but I'm telling you,
naturally.
Moment,
right.
That's the story.
Yeah, see,
I get what you're saying. As I said, bro, that's where I come from. I don't see things as coincidence anymore. I don't view it nothing like that. I view it as what we call coincidence is us not giving credit to our creator. You understand? Mm-hmm. And so that's where I view it from. So I'm just thinking like I don't know how you came by talking about the video or the picture or the dance or whatever and all that stuff really. But there's a lot of things that we do in life, and like we don't even understand why it happens until much later on in our life. And that's, for me, that's where even the trust in our creator and hope, like I was saying earlier comes from. Because it's really just a matter of hope and that trust that you have in a creator that, yo, sometimes you don't know what got me, you don't know what got me here from now. But I'm sure, I'm sure as much as that dance, you never liked it then or the video, as much as you kind of wonder like, yo, trying to make sense of it right now. We can get past that, they probably still can bring back like so nice memory, like, yo, just look at me and Pooch's then, you know? Like, yo, it was, and you probably just get back
might
in
bring
just
up a bunch of
I'm
emotions.
tracking all the
just reflecting just how much joy, you know, I had fun.
Keith,
And
I'm
I
tracking
think
the
of, and I
sequence
think
of
if, and
things
if
that
it's true,
happens, that happened to bring that image here. I'm tracking it. So don't think we're not getting, I don't get what you're saying, or it just came about at that time and all that stuff. I get what you're saying. I do, right? And then your thing was that in the context of spirituality, do we believe that it's the spirit that's working there? So
Right.
don't think, but I'm not tracking what you're saying. I totally am. One can find comfort in saying, yes, it's a spirit, and that just goes to show that people live on, right? That's one perspective of it. Another might go to say, well, a mere coincidence. Another might have a different perspective, right? But I think what is really important is how you receive it. And
what?
You know, as a Christian,
how you
as a
receive it,
Christian,
and what you're gonna do with it.
receive it
you
as a
embrace what
Christian?
you do with it. Yes, what you do
Right,
with it.
exactly.
As a
Are you
Christian,
gonna go back and tell that person thank you, or are you gonna spread that joy with your kids, like the way you feel? Like what you gonna do with that energy?
Yeah.
It's up to
Are
you.
you still gonna
That's the
hate
thing,
the
like,
video? Or now are you still gonna hate this video? You know, you
Right,
hated it
to me,
years ago.
You know, and probably they even hate it.
The whole thing is, it's not even about the video no more. It's just like, wait a minute, that can happen. That's where I'm at with it. Like, it's not
I
a
know
question
that's where you're at with it.
oh, the video. Like, I don't even give a damn about the video no more. I don't care about no stupid video from
It's
89.
just
I'm
like,
just like,
yo,
wait a minute, that can happen. Like,
Yes.
wait a second.
Yes.
Did that just happen? Is that what just happened? Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, hold on, is that so? That's what can happen. That
Yo,
it ain't
Keith.
got nothing to do with the video. Nothing. I don't care if it was nothing to do with the video.
Keith.
Things happen in mysterious ways, boy.
I'll leave it. I'll leave this with you, Margie. I've accepted quite a few years now in life just to accept some things and let it be.
Mm-hmm.
And even bother to even question it or worry about it too much, really. Like it happened, just let it be. Because, you know, I mean, there's a saying, I don't know if it's just here in Jamaica alone, if it's all, but that I always say, you know, here it said the half has never been told. And as much as we're here right now just talking, I mean, the fact is none of us really know for sure. That's the darn truth and reality. None of us, we're all just trying to make sense of it. Of this life.
And we all put our faith and comfort in something. Because I can tell you guys right now, I still talk to Karen. I still do. Whether in a prayer or I'm in the shower. Because
hold on. Does she talk back?
You know what?
I'm being
serious. She does. Let me give you an example. Seriously. Let me give you an example. I give you this example, but it's not the most recent, but it's one that you guys will be familiar with. When I married my wife, right? Remember, you know, when I show up to Karen viewing, I show up with a white girl. Remember the Albanian girl I was dating at the time, right? Mm-hmm. And during the entire Caribbean, imagine it's like me earring on my head. So I don't love the white girl, let me, you know. And then when I married my wife, and there was time when I was going through rough times and things, and you know, so what I would have that conversation with myself. What would Karen think right now? Karen, you know, boy, you know, I tell my wife about Karen all the time, right? And in my head, there's all that little voice. Maybe me create it, but it's what it do for my energy and my spirit, right? When is her talking back to me and telling me, yo, it is this or it is that and
So hold
blah
on, I want
blah
to make
blah.
sure. I want to make sure there's a clear distinction because I'm trying to follow you. Are you saying that she is talking back to you, or you're saying perhaps it might be you creating that voice in your own head, so you're uncertain?
Right. So it's probably me creating that voice in my head. But the fact that she was that energy, it planted the seed for me to be able to create that voice.
So it's not so because there's a distinction there. It's not her in real time speaking to you. It's your manufacturing of what she
Keith,
would say.
Keith,
How she
listen.
would sound.
Keith, yeah,
Right.
Keith. And when I'm not trying to bring it down to a definitive answer in terms of that's her and her tone, her exact is. I don't know. These voices are in our head. Where do they come from? Where do
So
they
you're
come from?
not. I just want to make sure I'm following you. So you're not sure if it's her in real time or if it's you manufacturing her voice and what she would say.
Right.
You're not sure.
However, I accept it as being her.
That could be, but if you accept it as being her, then am I correct then in saying that you're accepting her spiritual being then, which kind of comes up what we're saying that.
Well, he's not
being
sure. He's not sure.
No. What I'm saying is that no, but whilst he's not sure, what he has also said is that he's accepting that it's her.
So it is.
You understand? So he's not sure, but he's willing to accept that it's her,
yeah,
which means to me then.
And it's something that I will. These things for me is not something that I would share with other person. Be like, it is her, and then someone be like, oh, it's her, right? So this is something that I would keep to myself because when you ask me, are you sure it is her, or whatever, I can't give you a sensible answer for that. You know what I mean? That would make sense to the average man. You have to be, as I would say, you have to be spiritual, a person that believes in energy and someone existing beyond the flesh and just, you know what I mean? Give it.
Yeah, can I say this, Jerry? Can I say this, Perry?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna speak more certain about that. I believe and I feel confident about the spirit, and that when we die, then it's a spirit wherever it is. You understand? That's it. And this is why. Since we're touching on Poochie, I mean, there are two family members that we have lost back to back. And my experience for the both of them, Poochie and Auntie, what got me through those periods was literally me just dreaming about the both of them. Like literally just dreaming about the both of them. And I clearly remember, and I can clearly remember and feel it in my sleep, in my dream, like when the both of them passed at their own different time, just like saying, I'm okay. You understand? Like, I'm okay. And I felt that comforting from the both of them because I was extremely close to the both of them. And I still miss the both of them to this very day. You get me? Up to this very day. And when I left the both of them in Canada, there was in fact, Poochie in Canada and Auntie actually visited Jamaica. There was never a point in time in my thought that I didn't think I was gonna go back to Canada the following year. Poochie was going to be there. And then when Auntie left and went up back, that I going to visit Canada in the, my usual time when I visit, and that she's going to be there, really. So that just whole grappling and other things I dealt with. I dealt with them. I remember me and Keith, with Poochie. Yeah, I never remember much bottle of wine we buy to blow us, but I just remember us drinking and like, I never left the wine. Yeah, what the trunk, yeah, exactly. And like, the wine just come like it was water. It wasn't even doing nothing at all. But that's not where we're going. Just saying that I dreamt in my time of grieving and feeling sad, like I felt the both of them like, and it's a spirit, like just came and I heard it clearly. Each of them was just been like, I'm okay. And it was from those moments I was able to just just deal with the both of them, just living in the physical being here. And like what you said, Jerry, I mean, I think about them a lot. Have my own mental conversation with them, like really, and remember things and just laugh and make those. It's the memories, because what I've accepted in life is that when you lose the persons you love, you actually don't heal, but you learn to these readers to manage it and deal with it. You get me? Because you're gonna always miss them, but you just manage it and deal with them not being here in person with you.
But I'm trying to say, like, from what you just said, for example, is there anything, because the whole point of me bringing it up and the whole point of Jerry's comment, and I'm trying to see if what you're saying is the same, is there any evidence that there is still an existence of these people that we lost in an afterlife playing field? Like, is there any
I mean,
of them
I would
from
say
your
it's
perspective?
here
Evidence.
from my perspective, and I want to close with this because I mean I know we're on the sofa for a while, eh? Yeah, yeah. I want to close with saying that I can't say yes or no, but my belief is telling me that there's still existence from them. For one, we have a lot of memories, and once you have memories, they're gonna always exist. You get me? They're gonna always exist. But also, two, I still believe that there's a better place than what is here in the world, in the universe. Not just Earth, but just the other, whatever amount of planets them and thing that's out there, really. As I said, the big equalizer. I still believe in that. So if I'm to say yes or no, my answer is yes.
So everybody gives their last word. What's the last word, Jerry?
Yeah, so for those watching Aunty Sofa here with us, you just spend some time learning about, things that we hold dear to heart and our spirituality. And in closing, I would say, I've learned a lot about my cousins right now and where you guys stand spiritually and religiously, and I respect you wherever you stand, right? Oh, my closing words is that, I do believe in life, but moreover, I believe in energy and presence. And though we all share a common loss, I think whether we're Christians or we're just spiritual beings, we both share a common perception of the life after death in some form or the other, whether it's in a spiritual being, a voice in the head, or whatever. And it might just be a case where we just find comfort in knowing that we create that perspective in our head that they exist, and we'll find comfort in it, and that makes us able to live on and go forward. Whatever it is, that's your reality. And we don't try to define it any more than it is, because that's where we might lose what is it that we get comforted with and where our soul find comfort. And to say again, being a spiritual person is to say that I do accept everybody, and no matter what religion, and I do take you for what you present to me. That's it.
Yeah. So for me, again, reiterate again, I learned a lot about you guys as well. Like Jerome said, like now I see, like it's good to have these talks and to share with you guys. Jerome, I have to link up with you, Jerome, because we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about, yo. We have a lot to talk about. Yeah, spirituality. Again, I'm about awareness. And again, whatever brings you comfort. Spirituality is whatever brings you comfort, whatever you feel it feels right to you. I feel as if, like, again, we're I believe, all right, Jerome believes in energy. I believe in frequencies. You know what I'm saying? Almost exactly the same thing. So like whatever frequency you're resonating at is what you're gonna receive or give back. So it's like, just stay positive and just, and again, you can believe whatever you want to believe in, as long as this doesn't hurt people. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? As long as your belief doesn't kill or hurt somebody, then I'm all for it. But if it does, it is what it is, and that's what they're meant to do. You know what I'm saying? So But that's it. That's it for me. That's
I think
me.
I think everybody has their own belief, and like you said, Conrad, and the path that they choose to walk on, but I did definitely, boy, talking to you guys, I learned a lot on this topic. But I do appreciate it because you never really know how people think, right? And you don't really know exactly, how people might even interpret certain things that to you, is easy. It's basic. So I do appreciate your guys' time though today. And I did act more of an audience member today. But y'all did your thing.
I'm sure you'll make up for it the next time.
I'll make up on the next topic.
But for me,
Mike was trying to get in on this topic, I had to kind of hush because this is his thing.
Oh yeah.
For me, I just want to say that
about him too, Yeah, sorry, Keith.
Yeah, this is Mike's thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I just want to say that Jesus Christ is Lord Almighty.
Don't laugh. It's good. Don't laugh.
I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Don't laugh.
I'm going to pray for each and every one of you. I love
you. Oh, man, yo. Please do. I don't want to be.
And there is an afterlife. And my sister is proof of it because she just spoke to me from there.
Yes.
Yeah. Again. You, and the funny thing is, Keith, you telling me that brought me happiness and joy. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
For real.
Nice.
I want to see the video. Can you send it to me though, please?
No sending. I could only show it to you. I don't need it going any further than this.
Don't send me.
Wait, I had to ask. Who are those three people? Who? It was you, her, and
Michelle, the one who sent me the thing in the first place. Michelle Chipmunk.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I know who.
But yeah, guys, don't make it be lost though. We know what we believe. And I say it's not about anybody trying to impart what they believe in anyone. But like I said, let it not be lost to us. Let's always be seekers of the truth, so to speak. Or just continue to seek it. Yeah, like that's just what I'm thinking. Like, just do your own research, do your own reading. And just dig deep. Just to say, okay, I've been taught this, but is this what? Even if it's just the scriptures that you're reading, but just question, is this what the scriptures really saying? And I think that's what it boils down to.
Yo, imagine one day, Keith, this for you. Imagine one day, aliens came down and was like, yo, we put y'all here, yo. What would happen? Like, what would really, like, everything would be turned upside down, yo. You know what I'm saying?
But I say, yo, says, damn, you guys have been praying too? That's what it would say.
I pull out my phone and be like, this could be a dope movie.
Oh, shoot.
For real. Yeah.
See, I don't deal in imagination. I deal in like even when I give you the example of what I just gave you in my story, I don't want to imagine what it means. I want to practicalize what I believe it could mean because I don't want to live in a fantasy. I want to live in reality. That's just my thing.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you believe in Jesus, yo?
Oh, yeah. God. See, I was trying to stay away from that. Stop, yo. Be nice, man. Damn.
Do it again, Keith. That's right. That's
all I gotta say.
Nice, yo. This, bro.
But Jay.
That's why I'm kitchen almost burning.
But Jay. But listen, Jesus is a part. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm kitchen almost burning.
Exactly why your kitchen almost burned on. Off of popcorn in the microwave. You've been warned. I'm saying. That's just a warning.
Yes.
No, but kids, what I want to understand, yo, I don't think it's the argument or the thing about Jesus, as I'm always saying, for me, it's not that I'm not subscribing to the fact that Jesus is not real and all that stuff really. All I'm saying is, just dig deep to try as best as possible to get the accuracy as best as possible. Because we know that it is clear that a lot of what was taught to us, keep us reiterating this, it's not necessarily accurate. Even just from the what was always presented as how him looked and the blue eyes and all them crap and blah 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 and all that stuff really. So man did. And so that's just where I'm coming from. Yeah, that's just for me where I am coming from, really. Because, when I do read the Bible, I'm telling you straight up. A lot of time when I read the Bible, and there are some things that that was written in the Bible from months, centuries ago. And I'm like, when I look back even right now, I'm like, but some of those things are actually manifesting right now. So what are you trying to say to me that
been manifest?
but what you're trying to say to me is that the writers of the Bible, those guys are so smart that they know exactly that how things would have been in 2021, and they just know, like,
bro,
that must
there's
be from
nothing, there's nothing new happening now. There's nothing new. Everything that's happening.
Hey, Jerry,
you
see, I read, probably, see, I read the Bible, I believe the Bible. You know that sound like a verse out of Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything. Go, Junior.
I don't know. I'm not a Bible thumper.
Can you
I know,
sir.
That's what I need some support on my side of the sofa.
You guys remember when the Bible talk about the Black Plague?
Listen, there's something in the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything is just
new. There's
nothing new under the sun.
Right now.
Let everybody say that.
But
guys, listen.
Right
Yes.
Barry Summon is doing a live virtual show tonight.
Yes,
you guys can check it out.
Start already at 9 o'clock.
Check it out on IG. I think it's VP Records and Facebook and all that stuff. Go check it out.
My girlfriend texted me 4,000 people were waiting from 8 o'clock.
Barry Summon. It's 9 o'clock, so it's 18 minutes in it.
All right, so Keith, send me the video. We really love this discussion. And as I said before, guys, as we move forward, we're gonna finesse and find and clean this stuff nice. But I really love this. And we're just gonna, again, I would consider this more like a journal of our relationship as cousins and family. So I'm gonna post this to the YouTube, right? And whatever come of it, we're not like trying to make a product to sell, but if it influence others and touch others, and it worked. But this is a journal.
You're gonna post this one to YouTube?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, guys, listen, it's just all love for me, and I'll be really I was serious when I said I was actually looking forward to just talking with you guys, like straight up. That's coming from my heart right here. Like,
From my heart, that wasn't, to tell you the truth.
But it's all good. But you're here though. That's the important thing. You're here.
And
that's important.
And I
we'll wait till next time.
I love you, Keith. And I love you, Oshi. I love you, Dwayne. I love you, Conrad. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've been watching you, Conrad, on that longboard, yo. Boy, you're cool. You're a cool cat, yo.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right, yo.
Yo, take the mongrel out of the camera. Take off the mongrel.
No. Say, tell him that's not right. Tell him.
What's her name again?
Huh?
What's her name again?
Gigi.
You better not have her around. Listen, you better not.
Is it a Chihuahua?
Listen, she better not be there when I visit.
Chihuahua and Shih Tzu mix.
Yeah, that damn shit. God.
And she's tired as ever. Look at it.
That damn shit, Gigi.
Leave her alone. Leave my girl. This is my girl, right, Gigi?
Yo, you be so white.
What's
girl living in Long Island.
That's right. I sure am.
You read that.
I ain't got a white picket fence, but it works.
You read that Gigi kiss. You read that Gigi licking your neck like that.
She wasn't licking me. She wasn't touching me. She just sniffing.
I forgot to link up Mike. Yeah, Mike losing it, yo. Mike now hold on things again, man. We have to talk to Big Mike, yo. Mike, I need to give Mike a call, yo. Tell Mike I'm gonna hit him up.
No, it's all right. He's in
I need to talk to Mike. I'm gonna hit him up. I need to.
You don't.
He said, no, you don't.
Anyway, guys, go catch Barry.
Have a good night, guys. All right,
Next drink on me. Yo,
all right.
You do it like verses.
You might as well ship it from now.
Yeah, man, that's what I do. I make sure I don't ship it. Yes, I don't ship each of your package there.
I'll tell you what I want.
All right?
Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
All right.
Later.